first show we're going to be talking about is Centaur Worries. Or Centaur Life.
Centaur Life. Yeah, Centaur Life. You had to start with this one, didn't you? You just had to start with this one. It's almost like you're rubbing it in. Just be how bad. This is how bad. This is no. We had our tribulations and our skepticism about this series, considering the makers of it and how we've had not the greatest luck with shows from this production company. And sure enough, they still don't disappoint. It's just all over the place. The first episode, I was just so abashed by they literally throw you into it.
Yep.
You know, this is a slice of life. When you go into a slice of life, there is a certain pacing that is you're expecting. It's a relaxed, slowed down, taking it easy, because it's a slice of life. It's life, essentially. So, you know, you'll get to the crazy hectic moments later on, but when you first ease into it's literally you're easing into it. You're easing into somebody's life. And this, they just threw you into the deep end of the pool and told you to swim. And it's just like, why? What is wrong with this company and its pacing of its shows? I don't get it. I really don't. I'm trying so hard to figure this out, but it just doesn't make sense. What is their deal? I mean, am I wrong? I'm trying so hard to figure this out. But it...
No, it's like the very first show from Emon Studios that I watched. It was Spirit Pact, I think.
Yeah.
I went in not knowing anything about the studio, and every event that they went through, I was absolutely confused about what was going on. I'm like, they haven't explained this. They haven't explained the world. They're making a bunch of silly jokes. I didn't like the show because I felt like I was getting left behind. With the show the second show that we watched from them was there was the zombie one, the dude trapped in the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the one where I watched it.
Yes.
But it was the literally it was one of those 15-minute ones. The episodes were like super short. And again, it's one of those that left you going here going, I don't get it. What is going on? Why are we doing this? Why are people in here? What? And then here we go again.
Yeah, and with this one, they start like it's an episode that you would normally build up to. You would introduce the characters. You're like, oh, this is the person who likes this. This is the person who likes that. This is the clumsy person. This is the person who's like strict and like the student council, maybe student council president, and she's also the head of the classroom. But they kind of throw you right, like they're about to have a play, and they throw you right in the episode like hours before the play starts. And everybody's all chummy and like, hey, blah, 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 and doing all these inside jokes. And of course you feel left out because the show just started 5 minutes ago. So
and you're like, what the hell's going on? Why are we here? What is this happen? You know, and it's like they've created a world, obviously, because it's very similar to our world, but it's very different. And it isn't until the second half of the episode that they even bother to even come up with an explanation as to why people are the way they are, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it's like every episode after that, they give you just a little bit more. But we keep going back. We keep doing other things. We keep going around. And you're like, can you just... But see, I don't know. To me, did it seem like their explanation was kind of roughshod into it?
I've only seen the first... Oh, where they're like...
It's just because of evolution, and this is how people evolved.
They're like, we didn't evolve this way. We evolved that way. And everybody's the same no matter what. I was confused.
See? And it seems like they created the world and they didn't know how to explain it. So they threw something in there. They're like, you know what? This works. We're just going to explain it this way and we're going to move on.
Yeah.
And like weird. Literally the only thing that they're doing after this and every episode to even come close to explaining is talking about discrimination that each race, that each, species, I guess, it's hard to explain what, because you got the people with the halos and the wings, and you got the people with the tails and the wings, and you got people who are centaurs, and you got, these other people. So they each episode, it seems like they're explaining like a little bit more about discrimination and how there was like huge wars in the past with dealing with this. And that's literally all they're doing. And then it's just these girls going about their life.
Yeah. It's...
And I'm just... I can't. I watched 2 episodes of it, and I can't bring myself to watch anymore. I can't. Because I'm just like, you're not... At one point, I again, it seems to be just like the last anime I watched from them. I get that. I see a glimmer of hope that it could be good, because on the one hand, it's interesting. Mm-hmm. They've created this world. It's an interesting world. It's a different world. On the other hand, I get nothing from it.
Yeah.
And we're just supposed to accept it. Now, I know anime being anime. I've watched enough. There have been times in the past where anime just basically did just that and threw you into something and expected you to just follow along with the story and whatnot. But, 2 things about that. One, this is slice of life, like we were saying. You're not supposed to do that with slice of life. Slice of life, it's a life. You're supposed to just ease into it. You'll have your peak moments every now and then where drama will hit. But beyond that, you're literally just enjoying the ride, essentially.
Yeah.
And then 2, anime has evolved since the time frame where we just willingly accepted that shit was going down and we didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was back in the days of like Akira and stuff like that.
Yeah, where, the 80s and 90s where you could just do stuff just because.
Just because. We've evolved since then. Anime should not be doing that. You should not be just expecting your viewers to just accept it without giving any explanation whatsoever. So I can't, as much as I would like, the artwork is great.
Yeah. The characters are interesting. I like the way that they look. I love that the Centaur character, she's not like a super duper well endowed character, and like the reason why she has her arms folded is to keep her chest up. Like I like how most of the episode it was hot outside and she was just had her jacket folded over her arms. And I'm like, little things like that I really like. It's just there's certain things about the character. It was like there's certain things about the characters that they'll do certain things, but I don't like they haven't earned that. So for them to act in that way, I don't. Well, see, and that just goes back to how their pacing in this and their lack of explanation is literally killing the show. Yeah, because the usual way to do it is the way that they did the first episode, like with cliffhangers and like all the cliches and everything. This is the way I would have done the first episode. I would have probably done the explanation of the races and stuff like that first, or maybe second. Then the way that the play goes, that's episode 4, 5, or 6. Yeah. I would have done the prep for it and everything, and I would have done the her about to fall off of that statue thing and about to get hurt. That would be the cliffhanger. I would cut basically I would do all of the prep up to the thing would crack, I would do the intro, and then I would explain the races, and then I would start somewhere like days and days, like weeks ahead, like weeks back. And I would slowly lead up to the play to where you would kind of forget that she was about to get hurt. And then you would actually get to know the characters. Like, I don't know where any of these people live. Nope. From the first episode. And you haven't met any of their families. Yeah. You literally are only seeing them at school, and that's it. Yeah. And then like all the backstory and stuff like that, it's nice how they sprinkled it in and everything. It's just the structure of the show. Like, if they would have done it like that, like a lot of other shows do, then I would be totally on board for this show, because the characters, the character designs are good. The characters are interesting. Like, it's a good show. It's just, it's structured so weird that I'm getting left behind with like a lot of Emon shows. So yeah. Well, and it's just, as far as like the first episode had gone, I'd have gone, do your typical, like, who hasn't watched at least 1 or 2 school animes or whatever? They're rampant. They're all over the place. But do the typical thing, okay? But see, obviously, it'll be the typical thing, but it won't be the typical thing because now we're dealing with a Centaur. So since she's kind of the main focus, I mean, hell, it's Centaur worry, Centaur life, essentially. Yeah. So she's kind of the main focus. So let's follow her. It should have been, let's see what happens when she wakes up in the morning. Yeah. And have it look like it's something normal, like, oh, she's waking up in the morning, and then you realize because she's a Centaur, she has to take special precautions or do different things differently. Yeah. And then, she's going downstairs to go have breakfast,
And then, but like the way she goes downstairs is different, or the way the house is structured is different because they're centaurs and they need it differently.
Yeah, and like one thing that could be really cool about that is because they're centaurs and stairs would be an issue. The stereotype in school anime is like the main character wakes up upstairs.
Yeah.
What about make their house a one floor? I don't think that's usual in the Japanese culture because there's not a lot of space, so they build everything small and tall.
Yeah. So I mean, you could do that, or you could even do like instead of stairs, maybe the ramps inside their house, and that would be fine, So, but see, like each of these little things would allow you to know and understand the world that you are in that much better, and yet they do none of that, and it kills it for me, And that was the thing that I had the most interest in the last anime I watched dealing with like monster girls and stuff like that. It was our world, so at least they had some basis there, and you just had monster girls in it, but they explained it, and they even didn't do like the stereotypical per se. They tried to go off basis and go, this is how we're different, and I appreciated that because it brought new light to it and it brought a new feel to it and it made it interesting. At this point, we know absolutely nothing about. We know supposedly how they became to be, but we know absolutely nothing about their life, what they have to do, what's different about, as far as is it just their appearance is different, or does it have anything extra added to it? It's like nothing, literally. And it just infuriates me to no end because, again, just like with the last one I watched, I see so much potential that you could do so much with it, and it just kill it. So, anyways.
Yeah, it's another missed opportunity from this studio. I will this show has been the best from the stuff that I've seen from this studio. So if they come out with another one, I'm gonna check it out. If it starts trending downhill like like it was, then I'll probably drop this studio. But they're getting there. Like this is only the third show that we've seen from them. So I'm gonna be weary of them from now on and just be very, very weary of them.
All right. I gotta watch it. I gotta see what's going on. I gotta see what the hype is and everything, and just wow. This is an amazing show. When the Earl found it, it appeared on an actual log cabin, so he thought he was actually walking into a residence, and it ends up being a restaurant, and he got highly confused about